Hello, happy Tuesday, happy November. We're just now a couple months out from the new year. And every year I say it, and I'll say it again, it's just freaking crazy how fast the year has gone. Like I feel like I was celebrating New Year's like a month ago. Like I feel like it was already, we had just had that. It's just crazy. I can't believe it. Anyways, hope you're having a fantastic start to your November. And with the end of the year, of course, always comes the holiday season. We're in it. We're in the holiday season. And in fact, it started probably in October because hashtag pumpkin everything. We're in the fall. We got pumpkin. We got Starbucks pumpkin cold brew everything. Well, Starbucks pumpkin everything, I guess, or any coffee shop pumpkin everything. And Halloween has come and gone. And now with November, it is Thanksgiving. And then December, it is Christmas and the New Year's. And with that comes all of the holiday parties, all of the work parties, all of the potlucks, the family gatherings, and food. So much food and so much yumminess. So I thought what a great start, what a great way to, I guess, begin this holiday season or to kind of coincide with this holiday season and this podcast and to go along with the whole, health, fitness, nutrition, wellness is to do kind of a holiday series, something that will help you throughout the last couple months of the year. And to start this off, to kick this off, I want to share a story with you. It was, I think, my sophomore year of college. No, just kidding. This would have been, I can't remember. Maybe it was the end of high school. Nope, it was in college. Okay, so I was done with high school. This was, I'm pretty sure, actually after freshman year or after sophomore year. Not after, during the holidays. Okay, December, before going to Christmas break, holiday break, and it was either my freshman or sophomore year. All right, so around that time frame. And I was in the thick of the all or nothing mentality. I was in the thick of wanting to be as skinny as possible, of working out as much as I could because I could control working out way more than I could control food. I would work out for a couple hours a day. I actually felt the need to work out in the morning and in the evening to do some sort of exercise. Okay, not even movement, not even joyful movement. No, it's like an actual workout that I had to do. And then I started getting into the mindset where, okay, I had to do cardio before I lifted, and then cardio after. I was in the gym for 2 hours every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. And along with that, like I said, the all or nothing mentality, I would restrict foods. I would not eat a lot throughout the day. I would try and cut out, the carbs, the sweets, all of it. Probably if you're listening, you are either in that now or you have experienced that all or nothing mindset, restrict binge cycle, yo-yo dieting cycle, all of that, right? So I was in the thick of that. And now for this holiday season or this Christmas break, we went to my grandparents in Rapid City, South Dakota. So in the hills, we would go and visit them every other year or every year. I don't really know, whatever. We would visit them and we ended up going, and I basically lost control. I kind of got to the point where, okay, every holiday season, I worried about the holiday season because I knew that there was going to be food everywhere. And oh my God, my favorite, like the sweets that I always restrict and say I can't have, they're going to be around. How am I going to say no to that? Like I would always fear that coming. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure I got to a point during this specific Christmas break where I was like kind of in that screw it mentality. And not necessarily, okay, screw it, I'm going to have anything and everything every single day, like right up front. No, this was a cycle that happened day in and day out for like 2 weeks, every single day. I very vividly remember I would wake up, I would work out for 2 hours a day, go back to my grandparents, we would whatever, hang out, go out to eat, like do whatever. And then it was like I was always trying to find different foods that I don't normally get at home, like whether they had just like my grandpa would make up this like random like peanut butter honey chocolate like spread All right, I took this party elsewhere because there was so much construction going on. So if there's like a difference in audio, that's probably why. Came to a different room. We are still unpacking and still getting into our house that we recently moved into. And it's coming together very slowly but surely. And so my office space right now is basically just a bunch of random shit in boxes still needing to be unpacked. Okay, anyways, back to my story. So I very vividly remember every day I would work out for 2 hours and then we would go do our thing. I would have different, like try and find different things that I wouldn't normally get. And here's the thing that still kind of like gets to me. It as to like, I can't believe that, not that it got to that point, but like how uncontrolling I felt, how uncontrolled I felt I was, how out of control I felt I was when it came to food. Like I literally could not stop eating, and it is not an exaggeration. Like I would not only, this I guess happened, I felt like more in the nighttime, but it was like I couldn't stop myself. I would start to eat something and I couldn't stop. And once I started, like maybe we had like pasta and then like some sort of dessert, it was like I could not stop. And then it was like, screw it, I am going to keep having whatever I'm having. And I would go to bed feeling so full to the point where I felt sick and I wanted to throw up and I felt like shit and I felt guilty and regretful. And then in the morning I would sleep in and I felt tired and blah and again bloated. And then I would do it all over again. And I'm not kidding you when I say that happened for almost 2 weeks straight. By the end of that trip, I felt so sick to my stomach, I could barely move. And not to mention, I did not step on the scale. I don't think, I'm not sure. I know that I gained weight. I could see, I could feel it. I went back to college and none of my clothes fit. I remember I was going to go out with a friend. None of my clothes fit. I had to wear leggings and like a super stretchy long sleeve. And I remember even my sister and her now husband, their family always have like a Christmas get together, and they make some bomb ass food. Okay, they're farmers. His mom like is an amazing cook. Like they have a big family. They all bring different foods, and it is so good. And I could not go because I was so sick to my stomach, so full. I felt nauseous. Like I had to. It was rough, so to say the least. All right, so why am I telling you this? Well, to tell you that I've experienced that. Like I have been there when I fear the holidays, when I go into it with the all or nothing mindset. I go into it restricting and then binging. I go into it feeling like I need to work out so much, like I overwork out, and feeling like I need to cut out all my favorite foods before I go into the holidays or before I travel. And then just shit hits the fucking fan. Like it's not a good time. And there is a better way to live. So in this like little holiday series, I guess I'm calling it, that I'm going to do through these episodes is give you like tangible things that you can apply in your day leading up to the holidays, like parties and things like that. And then how you can use the holidays to your advantage when it comes to your goals. Weight loss, fat loss, you want to get, quote, toned, you want to gain muscle, you want to get lean. Like how can you actually not just try to lose weight during the holidays, because I'm sure there's going to be people saying like, lose this amount of weight during the holidays, lose this amount of fat during the holidays. Like, no, I want you to change that mindset and think about how can you use the holidays to your advantage when it comes to being healthy, losing body fat, losing weight, reaching the goals that you have, and doing it in a way where you come back from the holidays and you don't feel like you have to start all over again, or you don't feel like you have to again cut out all of your favorite foods or go back to restricting and going to like strict certain foods that you eat and working out as hard as you can, or waiting till the new year to work out, or waiting till the new year to eat healthier and do all of the things. Like, no, let's think about things that we can do through the holidays and then like beyond. So that way the holidays is just a part of the journey that you have within health and fitness. It's just a part of your life, and you have kind of that balance of enjoying what you want through the holidays, but also, again, not feeling like you are not in control, like making sure that you have the control. So here is my tip for today's episode. And it's going to require you to have a little bit of homework, do a little bit of thinking, do a little bit of work here, and writing some things down. So I want you to think about what is like anywhere from 2 to 5 things that can be your baseline. It can be your foundation that you can always fall back on. Like, let's say, for example, there's a holiday gathering at work or with your family. What is a couple of things that you can make sure to do or to like always fall back on when that time comes? Or maybe you just stick to these few things throughout the holidays and this is your baseline, this is your foundation. So a couple of these examples could be drinking more water. And I'm going to be upfront and tell you right now, it is going to be the simple shit. It's going to be the boring shit. It's going to be the shit that is like, has to be consistent, that you know you should be doing right now, even outside of the holidays. But it's the things that's going to help you to have that, like, again, baseline or that foundation that you can fall back on, because these are the things that can be your foundation and baseline beyond the holidays when we get back to normal life and normal living. So maybe that's drinking more water. Maybe it is every time you go into a holiday party, like you have a protein forward mindset. You try and fill your plate with more of the protein. Maybe it's more vegetables into your day, fruit and vegetables. Maybe it's focusing on what you can do to like reduce stress or to kind of be more mindful and intentional with your thoughts or your breathing or journaling, or going for a walk even when it's super fucking cold outside. Maybe it's daily movement. Every single day you move for 10 minutes. Maybe it's having a workout plan and you're gonna go at least 3 days out of the week. And all of this stuff you can ask yourself, can I do this? Is this realistic? Can I do this for the rest of my life? Like even through the holidays, can I do this for the rest of my life? This part of this baseline and foundation could also be you're going to have a little sweet treat every single day, like a little piece of chocolate or like whatever it is. You're going to have something every single day. So that way you're not depriving yourself and restricting yourself. And then when the holidays come and there's all that stuff around, it's like, bam, you go ham. When you have stuff like that is around more of the time, you eventually start to lose the desire for it, which I believe is why I got out of that restrict binge cycle and all or nothing mentality when it came to my favorite foods. Like I would always crave sweets and ice cream and cookies and brownies and all the things. And like, I don't really crave that stuff anymore. And if it's around, I can easily say yes or no. But because I always had easy access to it and I allowed myself to have it, and sometimes in the beginning, not sometimes, all the time, I had something sweet every single night. Because of all of that, then eventually I was like, meh, I don't really want it anymore. Just kind of lost this desire. So maybe this holiday season or at least like when you start to have that craving or you feel like you want that, instead of telling yourself you can't have that, maybe you have a little piece of that. Maybe you just have it. So that is my tip number 1 here, is to think about what's going to be your baseline, what's going to be your foundation. And I listed some examples, but it does not have to be limited to that. Like I want you to brainstorm and think about things that are going to work best for you, that you know is super doable. And it's going to help you to always fall back on, okay, I know that these things are going to help me move closer to my goals, because they already do now, right? But you're just picking a few things that's kind of like your foundation, or the things that you have been doing lately that are moving the needle forward for you. And don't overthink this. Small steps. Like remember that every step is a step and the small steps matter the most. And these foundational things, these baseline things that you come up with can change throughout the next couple of months. Like it's not like it has to stick and stay. You can experiment with it. Again, try different things, think about different things, and they can change. You can add a couple more. You could take away a couple if it seems too much or it seems too overwhelming. And you can also be working on other things while you're going through the holiday seasons. But what I'm saying is that when times get like tough, rough, you feel like you're getting defeated, you feel like there's so much happening, so busy, you can't meal plan, you can't meal prep, you can't get to the gym, like all these things, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Well, you fall back on the foundational aspects that you choose. So it should be super simple, and it should be something that seems almost too simple and too boring. But it's what's gonna, again, help keep the needle moving forward. And that's that. As always, I am so appreciative of you listening and of you leaving a review, sharing it with a friend who might need to hear this, or just you think that this podcast would resonate to them in some aspect, some capacity. And if you haven't left a review, and you've been listening for a while, I would just want to take a moment to encourage you to do that. It helps the show grow, and it would mean a lot. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, week, weekend. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Flow with the Grow. I'll see you next week for your daily dose of positivity and growth.